What is going on, my Bob Nation? I am Absol, and I am here with another video. And in this video, I am going to be showing off another deck battle between my Raikou Magnezone deck and my Mega Alakazam deck. And right here, we've got the two decks facing off. I am playing on the left with my Raikou Magnezone Jolteon deck, and my opponent is playing with my Mega Alakazam deck. And I really wanted to see these two decks face each other and see how they do. It's a really interesting matchup. Typically, you would think probably it's going to be the Raikou Magnezone that's going to win in this matchup here, because the Mega Alakazam's deck strategy is built around placing damage counters on Pokemon to set them up for Mega Alakazam to sweep and just knock them out. In my modification of the Raikou Magnezone deck, it's kind of built to... The Rough Seas is built in there to kind of just heal damage, so that's kind of a weakness there. In terms of starts, both of us have a decent start here. I am able to get a Raikou to start and a Remoraid out, so I likely can get an Octillery out pretty quickly. My opponent does get the Hoopa, which is very important that he can, find some Pokemon. For right now, though, I don't know. He must have grabbed some other Pokemon, hopefully. That would be important for him. And I will be posting another deck profile that will contain both of the updated lists for these decks. It won't be a separate deck profile like the individual decks that have been, but it will be a deck. It'll be one deck profile going over both of the decks with the updated list. And as you can see in my hand, it does appear that I have an Octillery. So that will be nice. My opponent's going to use an Ultra Ball. Probably looking for another Alakazam here. Getting it set up to go into the Mega Alakazam if he does have a supporter. If not, looking for a Shaman. Probably. Although he does appear to have a lot of cards in his hand. And actually, my opponent's just going to pass, which is rather surprising. I think he used the Ultra Ball. But I'm going to attach an energy to the Raikou and play... Skyfield, but it's and this match is going to be played as a Rough Seas, so just keep that in mind. We won't be putting more than 5 Pokemon on our bench, but that would be nice. So at some points in the game, it would actually be pretty good for a. Well, it'd be all right for Mega Alakazam. You could really just spread damage like quickly with a bunch of Absols benching them like crazy. And let's see here. I just played an N there and draw 6 cards. So happy that N is back in the format. Such a great card, and such a card that really has an impact on a lot of decks, and really has probably been one of the most popular supporters in a very long time, I think. People were so happy when it came back, especially in a time where we needed it. Sycamore was really our only great draw supporter. Birch was alright. Shauna was pretty bad. You didn't have anything other than that. And so it's just so important. And the Revive there, that Revive is going to be played as a Trainer's Mail in this match. Again, when I'm making 2 decks, I only have 4 Sycamores. I don't have a bunch of Sycamores and put the Sycamores in each deck. And so when I'm trying to build a deck, sometimes you get thin on the cards that you have in each deck. So there's a lot of proxies, and that's why. But I will be buying the Pokemon soon. I've actually already put in my order for my Mega Alakazam cards, so that deck will be finished. And then I'll probably either be going with finishing up the Raikou deck, or I'll be focusing on another deck for Expanded that I really am excited to show you guys. It's actually made pretty fun. So my opponent here is going to be playing an Ultra Ball, searching for a Mega Alakazam, and he's going to be able to spread some damage now, and that's big for him there. He's going to evolve into the Mega Alakazam. Still looking for an energy, though. That's rather surprising considering how much energy that deck runs. And the fact that there are some Mega Turbos in the updated list makes it really surprising. I'm also thinking about changing the list, actually. Thinking about maybe just going full out with going out and evolving the Mega Alakazams and everything. Maybe if I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I feel like sometimes Team Magma's secret base comes back to hurt you at times. But I don't know what other support you could run. If Dimension Valley does not get rotated, I'll run that probably, and then just go with 4D Evolution Spray and just de-evolve the Mega Alakazam and keep on evolving them. Spread damage like crazy. But if it does, I think Team Magma's secret base will probably continue to be the supporter of the deck. But I'll just heal some damage because of Rough Seas off my Pokemon. I'm putting damage on now, but when it comes to my turn, I can heal that off. Raikou is almost charged up, but I do not have a Magnezone out yet, which is still pretty surprising for a deck that really needs to get a Magnezone out early, and that's what I'm trying to get. My deck is already pretty tight in terms of pretty much everything, and so it's difficult at times to make sure you get up that Magnezone lineup. I don't know what I'm gonna have to thin or something. I have to try to figure out what I'm gonna get a line down or something to try to make sure that I can really efficiently make this deck work. It's tough. It's a tight list, but I mean that's pretty much every deck, unless it's Seismitoad isn't typically a tight list, but when you're running a stage 2, pretty much it's always going to be pretty tight. Same thing with like really good Greninja or something like that. But I do see the third energy drop there, and we do see another Raikou benched with a VS Seeker playing, probably just to get a draw supporter here. And I just grab a Sycamore there. Gonna focus on probably playing that next turn. Muscle Band, or actually, I think I might have grabbed an N there. Actually, I think that is what I grabbed. I might have grabbed the N. Which doesn't really change a whole lot in terms of anything. I mean, my Raikou is ready to strike, and I have Lysander up the Hoopa, and now my opponent is going to play a Super Scoop up. That's going to be bad. Unfortunately, he did get tails on that. If it was heads, that would really be bad because he could just sweep right through with Mega Alakazam. I don't know if I'm not Rough Seas. I might be misplay there, not choosing to do that. Actually, a big misplay, because that's actually going to possibly cost me the Raikou there, which is kind of sad. I really should make sure I'm using the Rough Seas. Of course, when it actually comes to ordering the card and actually acquiring it, I probably will not make that mistake because you'll actually be able to see the card and make sure that you play it, right? If you see a Skyfield, you're not going to think Rough Seas pretty easily. You kind of have to really get it in your brain, and you really don't want to get that in your brain because when you actually see a Skyfield in a tournament, you don't want to think that it's Rough Seas, if you know what I'm saying. We're going to see an N played. Again, it's the power of N in the new format. N is a good card, and you could play it a lot. People will see it played a lot in a lot of matches. That's just how strong and powerful the card truly is. It's just that powerful and that strong, and that's really the focus of it all. Yeah. And we're going to see another Absol being grabbed there. And we're going to see what appears to be a heads. On a Super Scoop up, which is, decent. My opponent will now get to pick up that Hoopa, and he's gonna grab he's Ultra Balling. So Ultra Ball for a Shaman. We'll finally see that Shaman on his side drop down on the bench, which is actually rather an important play for this deck. I mean, the deck, both these decks really work pretty fast, but you've got to make sure you get your Shamans. I'm trying to think about what I could actually do to make that Mega Alakazam deck better. If you run Dimension Valley, you give it up. I'm actually thinking now. There is a I don't know if it's Mienshao. There's something that allows you to move damage counters. I could still keep the Absol, but if I do Dimension Valley, I might have something. I don't know. Or if I could make the Absol line lower, I don't know. Or just keep the Absol. I mean, it's all about spreading damage and doing that the most effectively, so I'm going to have to figure something out here. And I'm just going to Sycamore here, get 7 cards, 7 fresh new cards. Looking to get, finally, some energy going down. And I'm going to rare candy into the Magnezone, which is great. I need to get some energy charging up here. I do have an Ultra Ball in my hand, which I really need to grab a Shaman to try to dig for more. Or, I mean, hopefully I can get an Octillery off that Shaman too and start using Octillery. That would be nice. So I'm going to Muscle Band, and it does actually appear I do have, is that an Octillery in hand? So I'm going to Ultra Ball the Pikachu EX away. And that's kind of unfortunate for me. I think I'm going to add a Super Rod back into the list. I had taken it out. Because sometimes you get your Pikachu and other cards thrown in the discard pile that you just really don't want to be there. So be Ultra Balling for a Shaman, and I can play that now. Or, yeah, okay, so I evolve Octillery, then play Shaman for a full 6 cards. And I do find 1 Lightning Energy. I need a little bit more than that. I do have an Ultra Ball. I could play the Ultra Ball and try to Octillery. Just whiff one of them, which is probably going to be my plan. Yeah, I'm just going to whiff an Ultra Ball. Or, I mean, I could try to grab something. I do have more space on my bench. Grab another Raikou. Although, I do not have another one available on my bench right now. So, I'm just going to whiff the Ultra Ball and use that to just draw more cards with Octillery. And that, is the strength of Octillery shown in this deck right here. It's very important. And I'm going to attach Flash Energy to the Raikou. And I don't have much more I can do. Kind of whiffed on that there. Unfortunately, my opponent is I'm just gonna have to kind of retreat up into the Shaman. If he doesn't have anything he can play, no, I can't run into the Shaman. It's difficult to position when you're going up against Mega Alakazam deck, because you know that he can spread damage wherever he wants, really, if he gets the right cards. If he finds a Scoop Up to pick up the Alakazam, if he finds Mega Alakazam or something other than like that, he can find something. And I'm just go straight into the Raikou there. It's just going to be huge. If he can find something to put onto that Raikou, so any damage really, that could be the game for me, because I do not have any way to get those Raikou back, and I'm not going to be attacking with a Jolteon with this deck here. not really a great position for me. And we do see that he's going to play Team Magma Secret Base. If I do play a Pokemon, you will see 2 damage counters fall on it. Get some more damage spread around. That is something that he needs to do right now. He needs to get some more damage spread around right now with this deck. And we do see the AZ picked up. We're gonna see that AZ being played, moving 3 damage counters from the Shaman onto the Raikou likely. And he's not going to be able to knock it out, but he's going to get plenty of damage there on the Raikou to the point where he's hoping that he can just move that around to another Pokemon after he hits a bunch of damage. I believe the 30 damage will actually bring Raikou down to just 10 HP left, because Alakazam's attack will do 80 because of the resistance, or the ability rather, of Raikou, and then there was already 30 damage on it. Raikou has 120 HP, which would check out. And we do see that I do top deck that Lightning Energy. I'm going to Octillery. I do get a Sycamore and a Lysander. Likely just going to burn through the deck more and dig for more energy, really. Kind of in a bad position here. Going to Sycamore for some more energy. I've got to dig really deep now. I got to get a bunch of energy to try to knock out this Alakazam. If I have a Fighting Fury Belt, that could be something, although don't at this point. I actually think this deck does not have those built in right now. I actually think it's the Fury Belt. It's actually the Muscle Band, which I did decide to change. It just wasn't very practical. And so it looks like I'm just going to do 110 to the Alakazam, try to set it up for a knockout at another turn. Likely. And I'm going to attach 2 energy, to Magnezone. Not something you want to be attacking with at all. This is getting pretty ugly for me. Just did not get the energy early enough in this deck. Did not get it out quick enough. I got it too late, and my opponent was able to already get too much damage spread around on the field to really make any good things out of it. And so, unfortunately, it's not going very well. And I don't know if supposed to put 2 damage counters on for the Team Magma Secret Base. I don't think that actually happened. It doesn't really matter. But my opponent's going to knock me out with the Mega Alakazam, and it's not going well. We're going to see that the Octillery is going to go up, and it's going to sit there for right now. Probably just going to sit there and see if I can do anything and retreat into the Magnezone if I can't. Actually, I'm going to pass. Okay, so I just passed the turn. Wow, that's big. And my opponent got a super scoop up. Wow. That is not good. Not good on my part at all. Oh, okay. No, I see what happened. He played an Alakazam. Did he move 3 damage to knock out the Raikou during the turn? He might have done that. Oh, no, he evolved. He evolved into Alakazam, knocked out the Raikou. Before that, he should have moved some damage? I don't know. But regardless, he's in a very good position right now with his deck. He's got plenty of ways to just take knockouts here. He's got the damage on the Shaman, so I can't use any Rough Seas to deal with that, which makes it very annoying. And I'm kind of in a pickle here. I really don't have a lot to work with. Even though he's only taken 4 or 5 prize. He's only taken, I think, 2 prize cards. He's such in a way better position right now. I mean, having to attack with a Magnezone is just absolutely horrible with this deck. Something you don't want to do. But I'm going to Lysander up. Lysander up one of the Absols and knock it out. just try to take a prize there. I mean, I didn't really want to go for an Alakazam. I thought there's not a whole. I mean, there's. What do you do? At this point, you probably concede in a normal match. Not really the best thing to do here, because I'm showing a match to you guys. Let's just play it through, right? I mean, it's probably over 10 minutes through this video. But, you know, it's showing you the strength of this Mega Alakazam deck, really. I need to tinker with the other one a little bit more. And he's setting up for the knockout here. For some reason, in just a few seconds here, the video is going to cut off. I don't know if the storage came low on the SD card. So, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the full video, but essentially he just knocked out the Magnezone, and I ended up conceding because I had nothing else to attack with. I mean, I don't want to show you guys pointless content. So that's going to be about it for this video, and stay tuned for some more deck profiles, the updated ones of these two decks here, and then I've got 2 expanded decks that I'm very excited to show you guys. And so that's about it for this video. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'm going to catch you guys later in the next video.